gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Perfect Mind webinars. Today we're talking about Google Plus, the game changer. I've got my host, Nick Doherty, myself, John Malik, and a big shout out to our webinar coordinator, Datis Mosenipur. Today we're going to be talking about social media in general. Google Plus is the main focal point, as well as a whole bunch of other great strategies. So make sure you got a notepad ready. This will be recorded, so if you have that as one of your questions, don't worry. We will be recording the webinar. We'll send the recording out afterwards. Also, questions will be asked at the end. So please, if you have any questions, don't type them in the chat box until the very last slide when we request the questions. A brief introduction. Nick Doherty and John Malik have been working with PerfectMind. It's a small business software application as well as online marketing and social media company. We've assisted over 5,000 small businesses since 1998, and we're extremely excited to share what we've got today. So without any further ado, Sensei Nick, please take it away.
Thanks so much, John. And again, just an exciting webinar here today. Me and John and Datis have been working on this one for a couple weeks now, actually over a couple months since we've been exploring with Google Plus. So we're going to go right into it, getting started with Google Plus, the game changer. A little bit about PerfectMind, like John explained. If you're looking for something for your small business, a social media platform that could keep everything together, lead generation, reports, email marketing, website, everything, it's all in one. At the end of the presentation, John will explain to you more about PerfectMind. Circle us and follow us, okay? If you'd like to follow ChampionsWay or PerfectMind on Facebook, you can follow us at facebook.com/PerfectMind, facebook.com/ChampionsWayFans, Twitter at twitter.com/PerfectMind, and twitter.com/ChampionsWay, and you can visit us on Google Plus on PerfectMind or ChampionsWay. Today's hosts, again, a little bit about me, John Malik. I was actually a client with John over about 12 years ago, and now I currently work with John in PerfectMind, and this has been an amazing experience. It's an amazing platform, and John has taught me so much about marketing and small business, and we really work really well together. We speak at a lot of different events. We co-host several webinars, and please make sure to circle us or find us on where we hang out, which is mostly right now Google+. You can search Nick Doherty or John Malik, facebook.com/SenseiNickD, and then facebook.com/Gile14. Also, our Twitter handles, Sensei_Nick and John Malik. So if you'd like to find us, that's the best way to get a hold of us and see what we're up to and find out when the best events are that are coming up to help any type of small business. Follow Friday shoutouts. Please make sure to follow our CEO at Fareed Dordar. Okay, also ChampionsWay, and also a shout out to Ace Ramirez and Ricardo Almeida, two speakers that speak at a lot of our events. So if you'd like to, that's our Follow Friday shoutouts. So make sure you follow them, and as well as PerfectMind, and we'll be talking a lot more about Twitter as well throughout the webinar. The takeaways, let's go right into it. We're going to go over 5 takeaways. Now remember, this webinar, you could be someone that's been using Google+. Most people are just getting into Google+. So we're going to really touch on a lot of different things, whether you're just getting started. I'm sure this is going to help you tremendously. Also, if you're actually already using it, I'm sure there's going to be several tips in here as well. So keep that in mind throughout this. Some of the stuff in the beginning, you might say, I already know that's easy, okay, but we will be expanding on throughout. So what is Google+? The 4 basics you need to know. We broke it down pretty simple. Creating your brand page and also your profile page, they're both very important, so we're going to talk about both of them. 5 tips for getting started. Like if you're getting started today, all right, that's going to be you. Okay, so you have no idea what you're doing, or you're just getting started. Really take good notes on that one. And then 5 ways Google Plus can help your business. So those are our takeaways. So let's go first into takeaway number 1. What is Google Plus? It's interesting, just talking to people in conversation. Some people have no idea what it is. They just like, what's Google Plus? And I'm actually like surprised. But then again, they're not in doing internet marketing, websites, and lead generation. So what is Google Plus? I wanted to give you the Wikipedia version first, and then explain to you in basic terms. The service was launched on June 28, 2011, as an invitation-only field testing phase. So they did a lot of beta testing of this back in June of 2011. Early invites were soon suspended due to an insane demand for new accounts. On September 20th, 2011, Google was open to everyone 18 years of age or older without the need of an invitation. So this is just a basic, I wanted to explain to you, where it came from, how long it's been around, and there's a lot of myths that we're going to talk about and questions and so forth. This is an interesting thing I wanted to review with you guys. On December 27, 2011, it was reported that Google Plus had surpassed an estimated user base of 62 million. Okay, 62 million. The site was adding an estimated number of 625,000 new users a day, which may total 400 million members by the end of 2012. Okay, I'm going to breast up my pen here. Okay, I'm sorry, let me go forward again. Okay, I'm just going to highlight this because this is something I really want you to pay close attention to. So let me get this. I guess I don't have a pen with this option. Okay, but let's just think about that for a second. By the end of 2012, 400 million potential members, okay? That's what I really want you to pay close attention to. So the thing we're really trying to do, again, here at Perfect Mind is make you become an early adopter. The people that, the early adopters of these technologies are always the ones that benefit the most, okay? So by the end of this year, okay, we don't want to have you left out on the sideline. And we've seen that happen with Facebook. We've seen it happen with Twitter. Clients, they're really far behind, and what happens is there's almost no catching up, and then the platform becomes almost useless to them because they're so far behind. This platform, okay, this social media platform is something you obviously do not want that to happen with, okay? So what is it in layman's terms? An easier, once you've learned it, way to connect and distribute content to people that you wish to see specific content. So this social media platform, you're going to understand this in a lot more detail. It's just so much easier, okay, the way they've set this up, to distribute content to people that you wish to see specific content. Meaning, if I want my friends to see something, okay, I have a video or a picture from a birthday party, and I only want to see my friends, I only want them to see it. Okay, they're the ones that are going to see it. If you're a marketer and you only want certain people to see your marketing materials, like your friends and family most of the time don't care about that type of stuff, okay? And you're going to say, well, that's very similar to, what's the difference, okay? Well, the difference is the Facebook Edge rank is way different than what Google's using, okay? So we're going to get into it. It's called circles, and you're going to be able to identify who this content goes to in an amazing, easy way. In the same respect, it's a much better and organized social media platform that you can easily organize the incoming and outgoing content, okay? So there's going to be content coming in, and there's going to be content going out. I'm going to talk more about the inbound and outbounds in a second, okay? Now, what I'm trying to say here is really simple. Like, unlike Facebook, it's almost forced upon you, or the settings are so impossible you don't know how to do it. Google has made it so easy, so much easier to determine what's coming in and what's going out, and that is the huge benefit, because they really care more about the user base. Okay, they're always asking questions and asking for feedback because they're improving it. And we all know, I use Facebook every day, but when there's challenges with Facebook, it's very difficult to get any type of feedback or anything like that. Google is taking the opposite approach, it looks like, and helping people and the people that are on the platform a lot easier. So the G Plus haters, okay, G Plus is just a sample, or I'm sorry, a shorter name for Google Plus. But the Google Plus haters, I'm going to make a prediction. You will end up on Google Plus, all right? And it's interesting. A couple weeks ago, just talking in other webinars, talking about Google Plus, and the first thing that came up, okay, were these myths or these statements that I've heard from several people. Google Plus is an imitation of Facebook. Google Plus will never compete with Facebook. Okay, it will not work for my business, just like Facebook didn't. Google Plus has failed so many times with social media, they will fail again. Okay, well, really, by the end of this webinar, I think it's going to be very clear to you that you're going to be on there tomorrow or today, and making sure that you're learning this platform, because in the beginning of the webinar, we've already illustrated. Okay, by the end of this year, there's going to be 400 million users. It took Facebook even longer. Okay, from the time they started. So everything is pointing in the direction that this is not going to be another social media platform like that Google's tried. They've tried several times, and I've looked at all of them, and this is just unbelievable what they've done with this. So these different myths, and same thing, people that said that Facebook didn't work for the business, most of those people were people that got in very late, okay? And at that time, it was just too hard for them. It was overload, and we don't want this to happen with you with this platform. So it's time to dive right in, okay? You have to just understand, just get on there and start going. A lot of the tips we're going to give you are going to prevent a lot of the mistakes we made, but there's no reason to be scared. Just get in. So the takeaway from that, be open-minded and continue to learn how Google Plus will benefit you and your business. Okay, keys to that. Open-mindedness, okay, you want to be open-minded, right? And this will benefit you and your business. So let's go on to takeaway 2. Let's go into like some of the stuff that is going to excite you. Excuse me 1 second. 4 Google Plus basics, okay? I want to go over 4 basics I think you're really going to enjoy. The first one is circles. Most of us already own circles. If you're not, that's why I have to make sure that we're going through this so everybody can understand. So most of you already know what circles are, but if you don't, what is the circle? Okay, this is a sample of a circle. When you're on Google Plus, this little icon right here, this means that this is your circles. So you're going to see people that are listed up here, and you're going to be able to drag them down and add them to circles. So it'll suggest people for you. There might be people you've added already. Okay, and the circles are really cool because it's very similar to Facebook Friends, but it's just so much easier to find and use. Okay, now when I say Facebook Friends, everybody says, well, that's easy to use. The challenge is, as you get all these friends coming in, is that unless you're really a serious Facebook user, most people just have them all together, and they're not broken up into different categories. For example, most people on their Facebook personal profile, they're going to have friends, they're going to have business colleagues, they're going to have potential partners and different leads, prospects, clients. And it's a lot harder to go back after you have several thousand friends. Well, Google has made this so much easier. You can add people to a circle, but they will not know what circle they're in, which is really cool. So let's just break that down really simple. So you go on, you add me to a circle. Okay, your circle is called, good content. Let's just say you maybe have good content. So all these people you follow online that have good content, myself, John Malik, whoever else it is you're following, you might add that. But I don't know that you're adding me to good content. You could be adding me to bad content. You could be adding me to people I can't stand. I mean, you could make up whatever circles you want. Okay, that is the really cool thing, and the best part is they don't know what circle they're in. All right, so that's us. We're just going over some basics on circles here, and a lot of people would ask about, if Facebook does that. Yes, the thing is, how many people actually have it set up like that? Barely anyone I know has their friends list set up. Okay, and when you start with Google Circles, it's like almost impossible. They made it so easy for you to do this. So the 5 key tips. Let's go over some 5 key tips for circles. The first one is decide who you share with in a very easy way. Okay, that's one of the most important things. You're able to decide who you share with in a very easy way. So when you make a post, you decide what circles you want to share with. So whatever I'm putting into the stream here, I'm just going to be able to, select who I want that to go to. If I want it to go to the public, Hustle Hard movement, that is a movement that me and John started years ago for people that are just looking to really get on phone calls late at night, network. Okay, it doesn't matter what business you're in, just trying to get ideas and exchange ideas. Extended circles, whatever circles I select, okay, like Hustle Hard movement, that means that if they've actually added me back, okay, then their extended circles will see, okay, like for me adding that for the circle that I chose. So this is really important, and it's really awesome. So you're able to decide who you share what with, okay, in a really easy way. Extended circles, I knew this was the next slide, so I wanted to take my time and go over this in a little more detail. So you're saying, what does that mean, extended circles, okay? Like how will, John's circle see what I'm selecting? Okay, I'm going to break it down very simple. If I add John to a circle, okay, and he adds me back, okay, then his extended circles will see, okay, what I'm posting when I select extended circles. So if I add John as, let's just say as friends, okay, and then and he doesn't add me back, then his extended circles will not see, okay, what I've posted. So that's how extended circles work. and again, we will be doing a lot more of this. We'll have a course in our library as well to help you with that. If it doesn't make sense to you, there probably will be a lot of information today. But this is something very important. It's very interesting how it works, and it is awesome. Okay, number 3, the difference between outbound and inbound circles. I want you to get started with Google Plus the right way. I invested, I don't know how many hours, and did things wrong and incorrectly, and had to do the research. And so I want you to think of it this way. You want to have outbound circles, and you want to have inbound circles. So what I mean by that is this: outbound circles, okay, for content. So an outbound circle would be, no matter what type of business you're in, I might want to have something for customer service. So if whatever type of business you're in, I make a circle that's called customer service, and I add these clients into that circle. And it could be anything for like tips on how to use your product or your service. It could be just general notes about it. Again, the main thing I'm trying to get at is not selling points. It's not trying to sell them on things and buy things, okay? Because I want to give that specific content to my clients. I don't want to give them more pitches and sales things. I want to give them stuff that they're going to say, wow, this is great, and then hopefully they'll share it. Okay. Now, if I have leads and prospects, okay, that would be a great outbound circle for you. So if you have someone, you're adding them and they're a potential, and you add them into that lead prospect circle, whatever you call it, okay, then you're able to send them more of the content that's related to them, the reasons why they need your product, the reasons, what others are saying about your product. You guys get the drift. That's what we're trying to do. Current clients. Same thing, that could be an existing outbound circle. So make sure when you're choosing your outbound circles, you choose them wisely. I just gave you a couple examples. Now, a circle for an inbound circle is pretty simple. Okay, I want to control the content that's coming in. All right, and you're able to do that so much better than Facebook using Google Plus. So when I add someone to a circle, if I have, for example, let's just say we have the circle that it's called following. The people that I'm following, I'm going to add people to that circle of people that I want to learn from, tips I want to get from. So when I add them to that circle called following, or on the left-hand side of Google Plus, when you click following, all right, the content that I'm going to see is only going to be the people I'm following. If I just select all of them, I'm going to see a whole bunch of content coming in. So what they've done here was just genius, and so much better than just getting bombarded with like pictures of people going to clubs and things that I really don't care about. I'm actually, if I'm looking to look for certain things, I'll go to my following circle, and I select those people very in a way that I want to make sure I look at their content first before I add them to that. I want to follow them a couple times, see some of their posts, then add them to my circle. Don't just follow someone just because they have a big name. Okay, make sure they actually have good content. So that's the difference between outbound and inbound circles. And what I have here is this is a game of chess. This is like you could just giving you some of those samples already. I think your wheels are turning and you're saying, whoa, this is pretty awesome. Okay, my outbound content is able to be controlled and distributed way more efficiently than just blasting everybody. Okay, blasting your current clients with the same thing you already have. So this is a game of chess. Think about it from a strategic standpoint. Choose your circles wisely, okay? And make sure when it comes to inbound and outbound content, you really have an excellent game plan. Circles do matter for SEO. I am not an SEO expert, okay, but one thing I'm trying to make you clear on is that there are several things that Google will be doing. No one has the answer right now. No one could say that SEO, for Google Plus, this is how it works, because they're still testing it out. It will be changing, just like they always do. But we know certain things that will be featured in the SEO. And remember, circles, the key is getting people to add you back. Okay, so, and I'm going to be giving you some very specific tips on how to do that, because if you're adding people to your circle, I'll give you an example. You add me to your circle, all right, and I go to your profile and there's nothing on it, I'm not going to add you back. If I go to your About tab and I don't even know who you are, I have no interest in even adding you to my circle. I used to have a circle people don't know, and there was no really point of using that one because it was just a time waster. Okay, so circles matter for SEO. I will talk more about that later. Let's take a look at the different aspects of Google, all right, that we believe, okay, will be taken into consideration for their algorithm. All right, so we obviously know we talked about circles. The plus button, obviously, okay, that's going to be something they're going to factor into search or for the SEO, and the more plus ones you get on your web pages and under comments and so forth. Google plus Sparks, okay, or what's hot. On the left-hand side, you'll see a thing that says what's hot. They're going to factor that in also, because what you do on that section, I'll show you in some screenshots upcoming, is you actually put in the searches that are important to you. There's one called What's Hot. Those are the most common things that are hot on Google+, but then you're able to go in there and add your own searches. That will obviously be put into their algorithm based on what you're looking for. So that way, when they're not just going to bring you to things you're not looking for. So it'll make more sense when I show you the screenshot. The profile data, you heard me talk about the importance of filling out the proper profile. It's Google. They're going to look at the keywords you have in your profile. If all you have in there is I do this or I'm that, okay, and there's not a lot of detail in using the keywords, I really don't think that's a really smart idea. So we'll talk more about the importance of the profile data. Google Hangouts. There's a lot of companies that are taking these Hangouts and then basically transcribing them into conversations, and then the localization data. Whenever you're doing a post to a stream, you could actually put your location in there. That's going to be really good and very similar to like Facebook, like check-ins. That'll help the positioning of your business. And this is not my information, guys. I have to give credit to Brian Chappell. And then he's actually, these were his tips that I used, and I just thought this was a really simple way of breaking it down. Your photos, okay, you could add, locations to your photos, more plus ones on your photos, Picasa, that's integrated with Google+, and other networks that they're looking to associate with your account eventually. This is what that we're thinking: Facebook, Yahoo, Flickr, LinkedIn, Twitter, Yelp, Hotmail, and Plaxo. So I hope that gives you some basic information, again, why it's so important. Now, you heard me talking about funneling the inbound content from your circles. When you start making your circles, all you're going to have to do to funnel that inbound content coming through is select whether you want your family, your friends. Okay, this is my marketing circle. All right, if you circle me and you like my content, you could always say, hey, Nick, make sure you add me to your marketing content circle. Okay, and these are people I'm following, Hustle Hard Movement. I have several other circles. Whatever one I select is going to be the content that I see. All right, now these were some of my friends. Okay, this is inbound content from friends. Mark Speranza and Edmund Charfel are two friends of mine, and I selected them as friends, and I'm keeping up to see what they're doing, and giving them some tips and checking them out. So if I went back and selected family, I would see my sister, I would see John Malik, I would see Fareed Dar, I would see people that I consider family to me. So that's how it works. That's what I'm saying. You have to funnel that inbound content. Don't just look at everything. Break it down. That's why making these circles are so critical. So the takeaway: choose your circles wisely and strategically. Okay, very important. All right, now let's go to the next section, diving into the stream. All right, the stream of Google+. So this is really content 101. If you've been to some of or any of our webinars, we've always given you tips on how to make better content. A lot of people get frustrated with content. They don't understand the content strategy. So this is really important when it comes to this stream. And what I've noticed in the time I've been on Google+, it's only a short time, but putting up powerful pictures, okay, with videos, okay, same thing, that are interesting, and not like the long blog posts. Okay, that seems to be what most of these people are doing, and that's getting them the most shares, okay, from different things like that. But remember the basics of content. All right, when you're posting on your business brand page, okay, or even on your personal profile, people will get sick and tired if all they hear about is your services and flyers of what you offer. Okay, some people have made fun of me for posting pictures of food. I think that I've actually become, it's actually people now that are close to me and that follow me that I'm networking with a lot. They know that I'm always going to post, a sandwich or a food or a restaurant that I go to. That's like part of what I do. That's what I love, is going out to eat. And that's what I'm really talking about with a lot of our clients is, showing people who you really are. Okay, not just posting pictures of yourself in a suit or wherever it is you do every day, and your accolades and your awards. Like, the thing is, really, no one cares. So you really have to get down to them. So I'm focused on entrepreneurs. That's who I'm looking to work with. I'm trying to help them. So I'm trying to motivate them every single day, no matter what they're doing. So whether you're using food or maybe go hiking, or maybe I'm not telling you to take personal pictures, when you're out with your wife on dinner or your husband. I'm talking about when you're out in nature and you're out in different places, or whatever your hobbies are. Get them up there. You'll see better results. Keep it short and get their attention. Okay, when you're doing your stream, and there's some other tricks I could show you, in the next coming webinar, how to bold, italic, and make your script look a little bit different. There's different secrets on doing that. But keep it short and get their attention if you're going to post a picture or a video, and tag people just like you do with Facebook. +1 them. You just put plus and then their name. I'm sorry, plus them, like plus John Malik, plus Frido Dar, plus Datis. All right, and then you're actually tagging them, and then choose your circles. But keep it short and get their attention. Add a photo or an album. All right, now, so this is a sample. I'm not putting images up here of our products or services. This is my family. Okay, this is my mother, my sister, and my father. Okay, and like, I like sharing pictures with my family. Sometimes I might share that with some other people that are close to me, my friends. Okay, but I share this with my sister. She's on Google+. My mom's not yet. She just got her iPad. But that's how I do it. So you can make albums. You can share pictures. You could easily add a video. Same thing for YouTube, or if you have a file already, you could upload that as well. And again, you're able to easily add links and decide who to share with. So here's a perfect example. I threw something up. Check out PerfectMind. I wouldn't recommend doing this, but it was the easiest link that I could use. I select the link, I add it, and then look at this. Beautiful comes up, nice and simple. Little description of the website, and then I can decide what circles I want to share it with. Okay, pretty simple. So the takeaway is that the Google Plus stream is easier and better than Facebook, in my opinion. Maybe you're arguing with me, but if you've used it for I can't be saying I've been using it for years. But in a short amount of time I used it, I really like it. And just looking at my Facebook timeline compared to Google Plus, it's like a mess. And even a lot of people have said that like, you have so many things going on there. I'm like, I'm starting to agree. Might even be going back to the old model, and the old Facebook page. But that's my takeaway for you, is that once you get on there and you dig in, it is easier to use than Facebook, and it's better because the content and the inbound and outbound circles I talked about, you're really going to be able to streamline what you're looking for much better than any other platform. Hangouts are pretty simple, easy to find and use. I mean, it's not that complicated. All you need is a webcam, and on the top, on the right-hand side, you could just go to Hangouts and click Start a Hangout. I've been hanging out. This is me this morning. I was actually at a casino earlier this morning, and I was working from like 5 o'clock in the morning, preparing and just going over different slides. And if I want to invite people to my Hangout, I could select, and invite them. Really simple. We're using this a lot with a lot of our clients. We're going over different and more, innovative things that we have going on. It's really simple to use. But how could you use it? You could be using it for customer service. You should be using it for sales. Don't be afraid to go outside the box here. If you're talking to someone on the phone, like, I've always said, when I was in sales, I would tell people that I was coaching, your voice needs to come through the phone. Motion creates emotion. You can't sit there and be dead. So, if you're confident, and you want people to see your passion, start a Hangout and say, listen, I want you to feel me. I want you to see me. I want you to see how much I believe in what I'm doing, all right, and get it up there. Creativity, being creative. You could have several different types of Hangouts on product training, on, if you're, whatever it is your services you're offering. If you're a hair salon, you can go in there and basically, do a, show them how you're doing a coloring, or how you're doing a specific type of haircut. There's so many different ways. You just really got to be creative with it. There's no rules on what you could do to hang out. Training is another great way to train people. This is going to, I mean, right now you can only have 10 people in the Hangout. Eventually, I think that's going to change, and it gives you more of a personal touch. So Hangouts are awesome. Other components, this is like our number 4 one. I wanted to combine a whole bunch of these, but I think those are the 3 major ones I wanted to go over. The mobile version, okay, starting in the top left-hand corner, Everyone's on their mobile phones. We know that. We know that's where it's going. I would make sure that you start getting on there as well. Don't just wait, okay, until the desktop computer is gone. Start getting on that as well. Check when people are adding you to circles, add them back if you like their profile. Throw some pictures up there, get active. Huddles, I haven't had much success with huddles. I've actually tried to get John into some huddles, and I don't think he ever got the message. We're playing around with that now. It's kind of like a text messaging feature where you're able to go in and do like little group chats on your mobile phone. It's pretty cool, but I haven't had much to do with it. Definitely check it out. All right. Sparks, okay, this is really cool, and like what's hot. When I was telling you earlier about, you're asking where do I find out who I want to follow, okay, what's hot. So you click this, and this is what they had. Samsung Smart Window will turn your boring house into a geek mansion. Look at this thing. This is awesome. I mean, and it's one of the hottest things on Google Plus right now. All right, and then these are my saved searches here that I work with. I work with mostly plastic surgeons, okay, and also martial arts instructors and school owners and operators and consultants. So these are the people that I've saved searches for. I wanted to show you 2 of them. I have several other ones, but I wanted to show you what's going on. So what's hot? If you select that, you'll see what's hot. And then when you want to search for something in particular, you just go right here, type in farmers or whatever it is you're looking for, okay, and then you could save that particular search, and you always have it, and then you could always see what's going on for that, right? The other stuff, we talked about the +1. We talked about that. Make sure you get that added to your website. You want to make sure that that's something you're doing quickly, so people could add the +1 for your page. That's pretty obvious. This one right here, I wanted to show you this. We talked about tagging. So this was to remind people about the webinar today at 3:15, and all I did was plus John Malik, Ricardo Almeida, Ace Ramirez, and that's selected. Public, marketing, John Malik, Ricardo Almeida, they just come down here automatically. Extended circles, and then share it. So that's one sample of how you can tag them. You can also tag them in photos. That's pretty basic material. The other tremendous advantage here is deciding who sees what. Okay, now when I go over here, I could see, let's start first with, if I want people to email me. Okay, if you click this, you're going to have permissions on who could email you. Anyone on the web, or if it's going to be only people in your circles, you're going to be able to determine that. All right, if you want to see right here, okay, who is in your circles, or if you don't want people to see that either, you're able to determine what you have, the different views people will have here as well, okay, what's visible to the public. Same thing here, okay, for your about us, photos, videos. You're able to go in and change up the permissions on everything. I highly recommend you also add your other profiles. That's very important. You don't want people come to a dead profile. I pretty much have all the major ones, my website, Facebook, LinkedIn, ChampionsWay. I have to add PerfectMind on there, SenseiNick.com, my Twitter accounts, all right, some different things there. So you're able to go in there and determine what everyone's able to see. So save, search, and trends, I kind of touched on that earlier. I wanted to give you another example. Next year when the Eagles, I'm getting ready for my Eagles Super Bowl next year. It's okay. I mean, we had a rough year, but I love, like, when I'm not, following social media and doing internet marketing, I'm on NFL.com every single day. I follow the NFL coaches. Why would you not follow the biggest business, one of the biggest businesses in the world, the NFL, and finding out how they operate? Because those teams, they're all billion-dollar franchises, okay? And I really try to study like what's going on, how they handle their operations, and I try to keep up to date with that. That's really what I like, and I obviously like watching the games as well. But I follow so many of the coaches: Bill Belichick, Bill Parcells. I've gotten some great quotes from Bill Parcells. One little quick thing for you guys: Bill Parcells told Tony, if there's any Dallas fans in here, Bill Parcells told Romo, "Don't let good enough be good enough." And that's exactly what's happening to Tony Romo. I'm sorry. But anyway, so that you can follow with anything you like. If you like the Cowboys, the Eagles, you're able to go in there. I'm not just going to show you like all the business side of it. I want to show you how it works all in every way. Trends, okay, same thing. Tim Tebow, oh my God, is that guy the man? I mean, this guy is just unbelievable. I know there's some haters out there. Don't hate on the guy. Just a tremendous person, great athlete. But those are the trends you can check out. So save, search, and trends. Sharing circles, we're getting a little advanced now for people that don't even know what a circle is or they haven't started this yet. one of the coolest features is you're able to share your circles with other people. So here's my hustle hard movement. Okay, I could ask, I can just click the share button here, and then basically people are able to, they're able to see my circle, and then they have two options. They could add themselves to my circle, okay, or they could share it themselves as well. So I broke it down here too for sharing circles. If you're looking to share a circle step by step, click on the circle tab on your Google Plus profile. All right, click on the circle you want to share. Once you've clicked on the circles, you'll immediately see 3 links: edit, delete, and share. Click on the share link. A share circle dialog will appear. You'll be textified to enter comments. You may type in a comment here if you like. All right, and then from there, below you'll find add circles or share people with. All right, so this is a basic explanation of how it all works, okay, and how it's really simple to follow, but this will be in the recording we'll send out. So if you need step-by-step instructions, okay, then the person that's basically checking out this shared circle on their profile, they'll be provided with 2 options, okay? They could either add the circle or they can view the people in the circle. All right, so keep that in mind. So this is something you want to look at first before you decide to do it. It's a little bit more advanced, but it's an amazing feature that you're able to do. So takeaway, okay, guys, just do it. Just dive in and start going. All right, you can watch the video, but it's interesting. There's a lot of people that talk about it, and then there's other people that do it. All right, so my advice for you is you can read all kinds of blogs and check everything out and whatever, but the best experience you can get in internet marketing, social media, whatever, is actually doing it. Okay, instead of talking about it. So takeaway number 3, and it says creating a brand page because I know most people are interested in creating their brand page, but the profile page, the personal profile page, is just as important. I'll touch into that as well. Why? So this is the future of brand search. Okay, and right now I just wanted to show you this real quick. You could type in there's certain companies like Toyota, I think the Dallas Cowboys, that actually if you type plus Toyota, it takes you right to their Google Plus page, which is pretty sick. Will that be available for everyone soon? I'm sure it will be. For anyone that has a brand page, maybe not. I don't know. Okay, but all I know is that if you type in plus Toyota, okay, it's taking you right to the brand. So if that is going to become available, and your name of your school or your business, whatever it is, okay, you don't have a brand page, I think that you're going to be really, just upset and nervous because you're like, oh my God, what do I need to do? They're going to be rushing, and then you're going to be falling behind. So make your brand page as soon as possible, and your personal profile page as well. So go to your profile. You want to know how to make a brand page. Here's my brand page. Some little tips there. You notice I don't like to sound fake. Okay, that's one thing about my style. I'm not saying that it's not that you could do that. I wouldn't recommend that. For example, what I mean by fake or robotic is saying that that you're an online strategy specialist dealing with special parameters and marketing scientific analytics that will take take businesses to the next platform of their whatever. You see, you get my drift, okay? People, when they see that, it's just it's just one of the things that I really wouldn't recommend. But hey, if some people think that people like to hear that, I guess then keep doing it. But I help small business owners with online marketing, social media, and lead generation. That's it. That's what I do. That's my sister, my best friend and lover. Okay, and then I have some pictures there. I mixed it up a little bit. One of my speaking events, that's my 2 boys right there, John Malik and Vahid. At one of the events, they were just pumping me up right before one of my classes. An article that I wrote for a magazine on 5 steps to social selling. That was my sister's wedding again. And then the PerfectMind logo that we had on one of the best UFC fighters in the world that I was pretty much responsible for getting that on there. So basically, I just want to mix it up a little bit, show some different pictures. So I recommend doing the same thing. You can go advanced and make a collage. That's cool. But I think it's really a lot cooler when you have a lot of different pictures of who you are. Make the different styles of what you are and what makes you up. Okay, so once you go to your profile page, you go to the bottom of the page. It says create a page. This is how you make your brand page. All right, and then that's it. You go local business, okay, product or brand, whatever it is you are, you go through it, and it's so simple. It walks you through it, okay? So it's pretty simple. tips for creating your brand page and your profile. I'm putting these in the same thing because they're very similar. Okay, they're very similar. There's not much of a difference. So fill out your profile on either page 100%. If you don't fill out your about page, don't expect anybody, very few people to add you to a circle unless you absolutely know them. Okay, so fill it out at 100%. Links, and John's going to touch on that later. You want to add links on your pages in your introduction and what you're about. Okay, that way you could see the activity you're getting. Links, capture forms as well. So if you have whatever type of business you're in, if you're going to offer some type of trial, if you're going to offer some type of call to action, you want to make sure that your links are connected to capture forms that could, they're put into a database like PerfectMind. The pictures I already touched on. Videos, make sure you're adding a lot of videos in there as well. Like you want people to go to your profile and find out more about you. And the About Me or About Us, the About section for your brand page, make sure you fill that out and tell people exactly what it is you do. So using PerfectMind, here's a couple examples. I broke down a little, basic, a description of what it is that I do. And then I even left another email address here for people. Click here for my free Google Plus ebook. To see what I have going on, please find me here. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter. For webinars and marketing kits, you can visit my website. And then also subscribe to text message marketing. That's kind of what I did. This is my brand page. So, I'm sorry, this is my personal page. But I want to put all the things that I'm doing for everyone where they need to reach me on here. And then I have my links to ChampionsWay, PerfectMind on the right-hand side. So that's, when you're on your personal page, have the links to like your business, okay? But if you have your own website or something like that, or if you're a Facebook page, drive people to they want to get to know you, okay? That's one of the big things I'm going to be talking about this year is trying to make sure that you understand things are changing again. It's about humanizing your brand. If you look at some of the biggest companies, they have several people, and everyone's following them. There's a guy that talks about this. John, he has got different things than me. He's an expert on this. You want to have a team of individuals, and people want to see that person. They don't want to see a logo. Things are changing. All right, so that's just something I'm trying to keep you up to date with. So when you saw this link here, it says click here from a Google Plus ebook. Then it would take you to a link right here that would actually, it's a capture form, and it would actually ask you for your first name, email address, and whatever. And if you notice here, it says social site Google Plus. So when they filled out that form, okay, it goes into one of my campaigns, and John's going to really show you guys, how this works. But I just wanted to show you a simple way first. So when they fill out the form, that link that was on Google Plus, it goes right into my PerfectMind section called Campaigns, and then I'm able to see the people that actually wanted my ebook so far. Okay, so these are the people that have expressed an interest, and every week I seem to be pushing back my release date. And guess what? I don't care, because it's really, I find it very difficult to write these books because they're moving so fast. But every time I just keep saying, oh my God, I got to change this, I got to change that. So I was supposed to have it ready today, and I'm thinking.
Welcome to GoToWebinar, web events made easy.
So that's what I'm thinking is the best thing for everybody. So stay tuned, it will be out soon. Okay, so here's a sample of one of my businesses. This is my Champions Martial Arts. I started in the martial arts over 17 years ago and trained in the martial arts for a long period of time. And if you notice here, I gave a basic description of what we teach. Okay, then we have some 30-day trials, hours of operation, on our website. So when you click here for our 30-day trial, all right, again, it's connected to PerfectMind. It's a capture form that brings you to something like this if you're looking for preschoolers, if you're looking for kids, all right, if you're looking for Muay Thai kickboxing. So this is something that ChampionsWay and PerfectMind makes for our clients. It's really awesome. It works pretty well, and it helps understand if it's even working and if anyone's even filling out the forms. If you can't measure it, then it's really there's no point of even getting on there. So the goal, all right, again, is to be added to a circle. All right, so I showed you that, but the thing I want you to really concentrate on that you really got to remember is your ultimate goal is to get added to. You want people to add you back. Okay, just adding everybody doesn't do anything. Okay, so how are they going to add you? Why are they going to add you? All right, if you have no content, no about me, no circle, everything I just talked about, they're not going to add you back. Okay, it's very unlikely. Okay, and so that's really what I wanted to cover in that section. So about your brand, it's okay, about you or your brand, it's really important, okay, that if you're going to do a brand page, you understand the keys. Number one, search. Okay, it's definitely going to improve your search. It's going to be way better for SEO, and really it's simple. It's Google. Okay, why you would not want your brand on Google is beyond me. So really, it's that simple. When it comes to your personal profile or your brand page, you want to make sure that they're on there, because people are going to be searching for individuals as well. Okay, even on Google Plus, they're going to be searching for individuals. You do not want to have that brand void or that personal void. Okay, so make sure that you get you're on there today, and you get your brand page made as quickly as possible. All right, cool. So now we're pumping it out here. Let's go into the 5 steps on getting started. Okay, the 5 steps on getting started. These are the most important things, and I've touched on them, but this is where you're taking notes and you want to get going today. Fill out your profile, the About section. Okay, do not fill it out without strategic planning. All right, so have a catchy tagline. All right, make sure you fill out the About Me section. Add pictures that others will relate to, laugh, and comment on. Add videos with the same strategy. All right, so that profile is number 1. Okay, getting that done. It's fun to do. You know what I mean? Like, get it up there and have fun with it. The second thing is your circle strategy. Do not just start adding everyone. Talk to your staff and get feedback on your circle strategy. All right, because you should have your employees in a circle. Okay, your staff, okay, your marketing teams. This is the stuff that you want to share stuff with them on there. I mean, it's going to be simple. You don't think they're going to integrate Google Docs? Come on, guys. All right, it's going to happen. Admins will be available in the future. So if one person is just administering that page right now, it's okay, because eventually they'll have admins. But you really want to talk to your team and utilize this to your advantage. Okay, working together. Why should they add you to your circle? Remember, that's the question you have to ask yourself. What do you have on your profile? This is not a 5-minute setup, all right? This is something you should, if you spend a couple hours, that's okay. Select your videos carefully. Put things up there. Announce to your clients. Once you are set up properly, then it's time to promote, okay? The thing I did incorrectly first was like telling everybody to go on Google Circles and then realizing I wasn't set up right. It wasn't the best way. So learn from my mistakes. Set everything up first, then go ballistic in promoting. A simple way to find people, write this one down, is findpeopleonplus.com. It's a really easy way to find the particular people you're looking for, and you can break it down by demographics, areas of where they live, state, city, the types of jobs they have. It's really cool, and I've been using this for a while, and I'm really enjoying it. It's helping me network with other people that I'm looking to find. So if you're looking to find people and add people to your circles, and you don't have a lot of contacts or email addresses, try findpeopleonplus.com. The other thing you're able to do is it's really simple. To invite friends, you go to on the Google Plus page. You can go to invite friends. Step 1, you click invite friends, and it's simple. You could either add their email address here, okay, or you could share this link with a group of people. There's the link to let them know, and it's really easy to do. And you could take this, email it, text message it, just post it on your Facebook page, wherever you need to post it, Twitter, and you can tell people you're on Google Plus. It's a lot easier if you have a network already to grow this next Google Plus. So the third thing is your content strategy. All right, the content strategy. Share specific content with specific circles. You want to make sure that you're doing that. All right, so when it comes down to your content strategy, share specific content with specific circles. Product or brand tips for clients. All right, so we want to make sure if you have a circle called clients, or you have a circle called whatever your circle is called, mostly clients, contacts, whatever. You want to make sure you're sharing them tips, not just like all different types of sales pitches. All right, so product, brand tips for clients. Pictures, videos, blogs, questions. All right, you want to make sure that you're adding pictures, you're adding videos, you're adding some blogs in there periodically. All right, you're asking questions. We know from, if you've been in my webinars before, I called it the content rotation. All right, mixing it up. No one wants to keep reading blogs every single day. Make sure that you have rules of engagement for your staff, okay, when you're getting started with this, meaning that you don't just, everyone just doesn't get on there and just start posting whatever. You want to make sure you have a written strategy on the things that are acceptable for your company or for your business. The next thing I'm always explaining to everybody from Guy Kawasaki, always be social, all right? I love that, before, always be selling, always be closing, all right? Always be social. All right? If you're always social, you'll sell. You'll make business, all right? But, people don't want to just, talk to someone that's, just not out there and not really doing anything. You want to be social. Mix it up, be human, okay? When I'm talking about being human, show people who you are, all right? Let them see, who you are as a person. The 90-10 rule when it comes to content strategy, 9 out of 10 posts should be for them, okay? And then one of them could be about something you have going on or some type of promotion for your business. Think outside the box. You are as important as the brand. Think of email blasts, okay? People want to talk to a person, not an image. So your personal profile, all right, I've been noticing too, just people, they want to connect with a person. They don't want to connect with an image. All right, and that's the interesting thing that I'm hearing and seeing all over is this personal search is going to become bigger. Okay, it's going to become very big in the next, the next year or so. Brand pages will be important, but it will be the faces behind the brand. Okay, so whatever type of business you're in, try to encourage and get other people involved with this. It's only going to help your brand. Okay, that's if you don't see that, if you're threatened by it or you think that it's going to hurt your brand, it's only going to help. All right, the more people you have out there producing quality material, that is. Search is changing. All right, so remember that. All the things I'm talking about, personal search and things like that of that nature. Search is definitely changing, and we're going to make sure we keep you up to date with that as well. Number 5, just go for it. Start practicing and make mistakes. That's how you do it. All right, those are my 5 tips for you. Get it right in there. Okay, so we're going to finish up with this, and then we're going to turn it over to my main man. I want to go quickly here. 5 ways Google Plus could help your business, and we've talked about this: search and SEO. We don't know exactly how, okay, and it's being identified every single day. It's getting closer, but we know in search it's going to help us because everyone's on Google, all right, and for SEO it will help us as well. Number 2, adding people to your circles. The more circles you have, there is a connection to Google AdWords where they believe that that's going to be something that will increase as well. The more people you have to your circles and then their extended circles, I'm sure that will help expand. All right, so keep that in mind. If you're doing Google AdWords, that's something that all this stuff will be integrated together and working cohesively. Number 3, content distribution to the right target market. I've talked about this several times. Okay, make sure you're sending the right content to the right people instead of just sending this everybody the same stuff all the time. And that's very, very important. Number 4, extended circles, social reach, man. We're talking about that all the time. Building your social reach. It's like this is a prime example. Whatever your circle's called, all right, and then you see the extended circles, this is what's going to be happening. It's a way better visual than anything you've ever seen on Facebook or Twitter or anything like that. The circles will be connected. It's going to keep expanding. Number 5, I talked about personal search. You can type in yourself and see if you show up. If you don't, it's because you don't have a page yet. Okay, when you're on Google Plus. All right, so you want to check yourself and get on there as soon as possible. So the takeaway is it is a no-brainer to establish yourself as an early adopter for Google Plus. It is a no-brainer. All right. So now I want to turn it over to my main man, John Malik. John, take it away.
Thank you so much, Nick. Appreciate all the tips there. So if you're listening along right now and you just basically drank from the fire hose of information, holy smokes, there's so much to learn, so much to do, and a lot of you might be thinking, what is the point of all this? And I just want to bring it back full circle. The point is, this is how we're going to drive online marketing and achieve a better amount of lead nurturing, lead generation, and ultimately conversion. Now, in order to convert traffic into qualified leads into raving fans and customers that support your company and grow your company through referral business, you need to have a system that connects to all these social media platforms. Specifically today, we're talking about Google+. So PerfectMind is a great social platform which integrates with all the social media networks, as well as it connects into your office management and a whole bunch of other features. But today I'm just going to talk about 3 quick tricks that we can utilize in conjunction with the Google Plus platform. The first one is what I like to call smart list building. What we have to do on a regular basis is extend our social reach. That's a given. However, a social reach is also something that requires a list to be built behind it. What I'm talking about is transforming your likes, your plus ones, your circles, all these people into qualified information records inside your database. What am I talking about? First names, last names, email addresses, phone numbers, interests, how they heard of you. All that information can be built if you do it with PerfectMind. So I'm going to show you forms and links really quickly. Next up, making your email newsletter social. Now, the reason why I wanted to show you this is because a lot of people will say to me, well, I can't budget any more time to post on social media. I'm already responsible to get my email newsletter out. I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to do my Facebook posts and all this. Well, one trick we have is to take your email newsletter and make it social so it can be a content edition on all your platforms as well as the blast that you're sending out to your current list you already have. So it's a great way to knock two birds with one stone. In addition to that, the PerfectMind platform makes your newsletter look really, really good when you're sharing it as content on any of these platforms, specifically Google+. Last thing I'm going to show you is measuring the traffic from Google+, the amount of traffic you convert into a qualified prospect or a customer. Basically, that's the whole point. I mean, maybe Nick might say, hey, it's important to have a reach, and that's why we're doing all this, and I agree with him. But beyond that, having a huge reach on the Internet means nothing if you can't monetize it, and that's what we're talking about when it comes to measuring the traffic. So if we could go to the next slide, we're going to get right into it. And if you could just switch, there you go. Thanks so much. So the first thing we do is we go into the setup of PerfectMind, and there's a little link at the bottom there called Forms. When you click on that, it'll load up all of your forms, and you can create a new one. Now, without getting into too much detail, basically what we do is we give the form a name. So that way, internally, we can reference it. We put in the information we want the form to request. You can go low resistance, just name and email address, or higher resistance, like name, email address, phone number, how you heard of us, and these kinds of things. You can customize the name of the form. You can customize the button that they click on to submit their information. And once you've done all that, you can even customize the color theme. So that way, if you're placing this with a particular promotion and you want the colors to line up really nicely with your logo, you have the facilities to do so. So what you do then is you take the link that I've circled there, the top circle. Next slide, please. From there, you take the link and you put it into a link shortener. Now, I like to use Bitly. So here I took the link and I put it into Bitly. When you do that, you take the link that's been shortened and you copy it onto your clipboard or just copy it anywhere. Next slide, please. Here, you can post it in your stream. Now, the example I've got is just a really quick example, and it doesn't have a lot of imagery or a lot of content behind it. But what you do is put up something that's going to engage the traffic that reads your stream. Okay, so don't write all capital letters just for them to see your post. We don't want to do things like that. That's like shouting on the Internet. But put something that's going to get their attention. You can combine it with an image. You can combine it with a YouTube video. And with that link there, it's also going to populate a little thumbnail to talk about what the link is referencing. If anyone clicks on that link, they'll be linked over to the form where they can fill out their information. Next slide, please. So, for example, the link could be to a form that looks like this if you ran a martial arts facility. If you have any other kind of business, you can customize the form, put an image behind it, put a video behind it, whatever you feel you need to get the people excited enough to share with you their information. Fantastic. So there's a couple examples. Now, that was example number one of how PerfectMind can help you with your Google Plus strategy. The next part is what I call taking your email newsletter and making it social. So inside here, we're just looking at the PerfectMind email system. It's pretty much an equivalent to Aweber, Constant Contact, iContact. All those email programs out there that you have to pay for separately actually come with the PerfectMind system 100% included. So I put together my email template. I've got a great HTML editor. I can insert all kinds of functions in there if you're a web person. And then from there, I can choose who I send this email to. I can segment my list. I can make it an auto email that goes out to people when they meet criteria, and all the things you would expect from an email system. But there's one additional really cool feature. Next slide. You can email this to yourself. Now, most marketers like to test their email newsletter before they send it out. So here I've tested it. And at the top it says, having trouble viewing this email, click here. What I did is I clicked there and it loads up the web version of my newsletter. So instead of it actually being in my inbox, it takes me to a page on the Internet that has the newsletter stored there. And I'm going to show you that on the next slide, please. Okay, sorry, one more slide there. Oh, pardon me, this is the right one. If you could go back, my mistake. Thank you. Okay, so on the left-hand side there, you can see I've got a little screenshot of what it looked like on that particular web page. So there I can make sure everything looks good. I'm happy with the way it lays out. All my registration links are operative. If you were doing this to book someone to come down to an appointment at your business, or if maybe you're promoting an online product that you sell, or maybe you're just generating more information because you're going to host a free seminar, whatever the case may be, you can put all those links in your newsletter and then put it on this test that goes on the web page. Then again, I take the address you see up there, the ChampionsWay.com / and then there's a whole bunch of stuff. I take that and I put it into my friend Bitly. Bitly shortens the link, and then once again, next slide please, I can now share this on my Google Plus stream. So what I've done is I've made my newsletter social. Again, I just want to remind you, if you feel you don't have the time to post content regularly on these networks, one place you can immediately get yourself a post at least once every few weeks or once a month is by posting your newsletter on your streams. Now, you're going to want to post more often than that, but it does take care of one major post per month where you're inviting people or extending a special offer. I mean, think of all the great information you can put in your newsletter, your featured client of the month, featured special of the month, featured social discussion of the month. You can put all these things into your newsletter and email it out to your list, but at the same time, for the people you don't have on your email newsletter list yet, you can now post this on the social media networks. That way you extend your reach and maximize the amount of traffic that you can have filtering back to where? Our website, of course. So that's the example right there when it's all done. Okay, next. And then when they click on the link, they will be presented with this particular page, just like the one that I tested, and they can click on any of those links and fill out the information. Boom, they're in your database. Thanks so much. Next link. Okay, the last takeaway from combining PerfectMind with the Google Plus platform is measuring the traffic. Now, we can measure the traffic in two ways. One way we can measure it is by how many people add you back into your circles. That shows how strong your content is, how well you're doing in your engagement, and it's going to help you a lot with intrinsic search as Google Plus starts to take over. However, another way we can measure results is by measuring how many people we actually capture from the info capture forms that we place in our Google Plus streams, in our Hangouts, and in all the different places that we decide we're going to post a link. So in here, I've got a reporting system. Every time someone fills out any of those forms that I just showed you that we can link to the email newsletter, or you can simply just post a form link in your feed, or sorry, your stream, anytime someone fills one of those out, it will add a credit to this particular campaign that I've circled in pink. So that way you can see how many people you are actually attracting and converting into qualified prospects. And if you want, you can also have other reports that segment that list into prospects versus new clients earned. This way you can really start to see, is your content translating into tangible results, or do we want to rethink the way we're doing this? Again, at the end of the day, what is the point in doing all this work to build your online presence if you're not measuring how effective you are in growing the bottom line by attracting new customers?